so I should probably do a review for Suicide Squad. So let's just get right into it. We all know what the reviews are like and what Rotten Tomatoes critics, they have completely panned this film, and this film is a badly made film. Whether you enjoy it or not is another thing, but as a film, it is a very badly made film. And a lot of this is due to the reshoots that DC ordered, the extensive reshoots. There's clear editing problems. It's clear that they just filmed too much, and then they just cut bits out, and the end product didn't really work. It was tonally all over the place. The tone shift constantly from one scene to another, and there's a particular scene where it's very serious, and the original film score is actually ramping up, and it's this serious fight, and they throw in like 2 jokes with Captain Boomerang. They don't land at all because it's a serious scene with serious music. These jokes do not land whatsoever. And that gets me onto the music. The original score is really good. I really enjoyed every time the original score was used, except at the end, it was a little bit over grandiose at the end. But I can get over that because the music is really well made. The rock and pop music was clearly a response to Guardians of the Galaxy's success. They even had pretty much admitted that, and you can see that when you can see the progression of that through the trailers when they came out. The rock pop music did not fit. It did not work, and it was used in some really weird places that didn't work. I think what really showed me straight away in this film that this music wasn't going to work is that in the first 5 minutes we heard 3 pop songs, 3 classic pop songs, and that was before the Suicide Squad symbol had even come up on the screen. It wasn't good, and it didn't fit. You got an extremely underdeveloped enemy in this film. Very vague motives, very vague background. It was just all vague. Vague powers as well. Yeah, coming out of this film, I still don't really know much about the enemy. I know who they were. I don't really know why they were trying to do what they were doing. I don't know where they came from or what. Not enough was in the film about the enemy, and this is something people critique Marvel for constantly, and it's something I thought DC would work hard on not doing, is not developing their enemies enough. The plot was extremely simple and extremely linear. It's a plot that's been done dozens and dozens of times in other films before, not necessarily comic book or sci-fi movies. It seems to me like they just thought, oh, there's no point doing a really big plot because it's all about the characters. But a film needs a plot and it needs structure, and it really wasn't there. All the characters except Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and to a point Diablo, do absolutely nothing. You got Slipknot, useless. Captain Boomerang, useless. He wasn't even funny, and he was supposed to be the comic relief. Killer Croc, useless. They never use him, and he has like 3 lines. Killer Croc's an awesome looking guy, and he's quite a big looking guy, although he's probably not big enough for Killer Croc. They probably could have pushed the boat out just a little bit more and had him CGI'd up a bit to be a little bit more hulky, but he just doesn't do anything, and they don't use these characters at all. Also, their motivations throughout this film get very turned around very quickly for no real reason, and I'm sure that there were scenes filmed to give you those reasons, but they were all cut out from the film. So when you're watching the film, you have no idea why these characters suddenly had these epiphanies, and it just didn't make any real sense. I guess they're kind of crazy, so they just do what they want, or because they were in the city at the time, they figured where else would they go, or what else would they do. I don't know, and I'm trying to no-prize this, and it's not working. That all being said, there is good things about this film. There's great interaction between Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Those 2 characters really work together, and Will Smith and Margot Robbie carried this film on their shoulders big time, and I would love to see them again. I don't care about the other characters, but I would love to see them again. Batman's cameo, which isn't at all a spoiler, is fantastic, and again, he nails it. He absolutely nails it. Ben Affleck as Batman, I really didn't think he'd be a good Batman, and I think he's turned out to be my favourite Batman. Really, really good. The Joker, and there's a lot of controversy on Jared Leto's Joker, but the Joker was menacing, and he was dangerous, and he was willing to do things that other Jokers have not really portrayed yet. He was a very scary Joker, but at the same time, a lot of his scenes got cut, so we didn't really get to see much of him, so we can't really comment too much on what kind of Joker he's going to be in the future. The only thing I can say is, and this is an iconic thing about the Joker, is the laugh. I really don't think he's got the laugh down at all. It sounds more like he's choking Yeah, the laugh just didn't do it for me at all. I don't think he's got it down. I think he needs to go a little bit more Mark Hamill mixed with Heath Ledger, I guess, because I think those two really got close to the Joker's laugh. All criticism aside, I still came out of the cinema enjoying this film. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's a great film, and it's certainly not as good as DC think it is. But it is a good film, and it's a step in the right direction. It's better than Batman vs Superman, and it's probably a little bit better, I think, in some ways, than Man of Steel, because Man of Steel was quite dour all the way through. This does have some fun moments, and it has some very touching moments and some interesting moments, and it introduces characters that we just haven't seen in movies before. And I think in that way, in that perspective, it's a good film, but it's so badly made, it's so badly edited, and there's a lot of this, oh, we'll put this in because it's popular right now, and we'll do this because it's popular right now. Don't do that, DC. Just make the film how it's supposed to be, and just leave it at that. Make an original film. Don't put a pop soundtrack because it worked in Guardians of the Galaxy. These films are very different. Don't try and lighten the tone because people didn't like how dark Batman vs Superman was. Just leave it the way it was, because now it's all tonally all over the place. Just leave it alone and just make a film. That, like I said, that being said, I really want to see a second one. I want to see these characters, I want to see these actors interact. I want to see more character progression, and I want to see more of people like Captain Boomerang and Killer Croc. I really like those two characters that we just didn't really see much. I could do without Rick Flag, honestly. I think the actor did a great job, but the character was boring. That being said, thank you for watching this review of Suicide Squad. I know there's so many out, so thank you very much for checking this out. I hope you thought this was a fair review. I think this film is worth watching, but I also think that DC really need to stop this circle of reshoots and reaction to other films. I think they should just make their films the way they want to make them, and I think people would love them for that. Thank you. Please feel free to subscribe. Please press like if you like this review, and I have more coming up, and I have more that I've done, so please feel free to check those out. All my links to my social media are in the description below. Please feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you thought of Suicide Squad. I would really love to hear everybody's opinions, because everybody seems to have a different opinion on this film. Everybody's very divided. Please keep it civil in the comment section below. We are all different. We all have different and valid views. Thank you very much.